math teacher, stumped by a single equation, casually said that he would be willing to sell his soul to obtain the answer. To his surprise, the very next second a devil appeared and declared the deal accepted. Sam immediately went back on his words, hurriedly pretending to be confused and explaining that what he had just said was merely a slip of the tongue. At the same time, he apologized for wasting Locke's time and tried to change the subject by claiming that they were both very busy people, hoping to seize the chance to slip away. However, Locke cast a spell to stop him, clearly having no intention of letting him go. In response, Sam quickly began to play the victim to gain sympathy, believing that Locke would surely forgive such a pitiful fool who had simply misspoken. Unfortunately, Locke was not moved at all. In Locke's view, the two of them were quite compatible, and the reason he had descended was that the mathematical term Sam had uttered while solving the problem had by coincidence formed a command to summon a devil. Even after learning the reason, Sam was still unwilling to make the deal. He emphasized that he would never sell his soul just for the answer to a single question. Unexpectedly, after hearing this, Locke was not bothered in the least. Instead, he was exceptionally confident. It turned out that the moment Sam summoned Locke, hell had already locked onto his soul. Locke was merely an agent sent to complete the transaction. Put plainly, it was just a matter of going through the formalities. Whether Sam was willing or not, the outcome was doomed from the start. It was much like signing a contract without reading it.
But that's not fair!
Of course it's not fair. We're evil. Look it up.
What is it with you guys and souls anyway? I mean, what do you do with them all?
In fact, collecting souls was extremely easy for Locke and his kind. All they had to do was, like dealers on Earth, acquire them, process them, at a reasonable profit, and then sell them to some major clients as labor. Sam originally thought that his soul would be taken away immediately, but Locke gave him a glimmer of hope. According to the rules, Sam could ask Locke 3 questions about his abilities. After those 3 questions, Sam could ask Locke one final question on any topic, or assign Locke a task. If Locke failed to answer any one of them or failed to complete the task, Sam's soul would be released. However, before Sam even began to ask, Locke poured cold water on him. This was because the last time Locke had ever failed had been during the Peloponnesian War in 431 BCE, which undoubtedly placed enormous psychological pressure on Sam. What Sam did not expect even more was that Locke was extremely cunning. He merely wanted to confirm whether the concept of ability referred to skills or power. Locke replied yes, and that alone counted as the completion of the first question. Naturally, Sam found this hard to accept and argued, but since the right of interpretation belonged to Locke, he had no choice but to make the most of his remaining opportunities. The second question asked whether Locke's abilities had any physical or temporal limitations.
Not a one, babe.
Locke could exceed the speed of light, allow 2 electrons in a single atom to occupy the same quantum state, and easily access every piece of information recorded throughout the entire universe. Put plainly, he could do anything and go anywhere. Under such circumstances, as a human, Sam was bound to face almost certain doom. His third question, therefore, was whether there existed any place in the universe that once Locke went there, he would be unable to find his way back. The answer he received was, unfortunately, no. For Locke, flying to the Andromeda Galaxy and then back to Earth required only 1 microsecond, and he could even travel to a world in which Kennedy had not been assassinated. Locke was quite satisfied with Sam's question. He praised Sam for knowing how to extract information and for attempting to find a place from which Locke could not return, while at the same time striking a blow to Sam's confidence. In the 5th century BCE, someone had asked him the same question. Unfortunately, Sam's fate would ultimately end in failure, just like that person's. At this point, Sam had only one chance left, to pose a question that Locke could not answer or assign a task that he could not complete.
Not a question. A command. Lay it on me, babe. Get lost.
This requirement instantly left Locke stunned. He had never imagined that Sam would exploit a loophole in the rules, because the omnipotent Locke was fundamentally incapable of getting lost. And this also showed that perhaps the most complex problems often have the simplest solutions.